Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of On Sale Only. We're starting off with the smash hit summer week 1 sales, which are low poly themed, and you'll see quite quickly there's not a lot of low poly. Anyway, let's dive in. So first off, we have State Machine for Game Creator. I've covered this a couple of times already, but basically it's a way to visualize game creator actions, triggers, and conditions in a node-based system. So similar to how Unreal Engine blueprints would look, or Bolt or Playmaker. So a similar, different visual style to optimize your game creation flow. And honestly, it's a great tool. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to try something different. Next up we have Puppet Face, and this is a tool I actually picked up myself. It would allow for lip syncing and basically some nice visual animations for your characters, for cutscenes or things like that. I'm truly interested to try this out. I have their other asset as well, which works incredibly great. So I'm kind of assuming this works just as good, but that might be an assumption. Spine Animator 2 is an incredibly interesting asset. It allows you to, well, basically make your flyings more Spine Animator 2 is a really simple and easy to use asset, but really powerful at the same time. It allows you to create a lot more realistic movements for your animals or even normal characters without having to create those extra animations. It sounds a bit weird, but just watch the video yourself, check it out. At its price, it's obviously really cheap, but it's a really nice way to give that extra level of realism to your characters. I really like this one. We also have Tail Animator, and this is another asset by the same creator, and it allows you to make the tails of your animals dynamic, for example. So the video quite clearly shows it all. What I like about these assets is that they're incredibly easy to set up. So if you have animals in your game, definitely give this one a go. Next up we have Dino Fracture, and I've covered this a couple of times already. The nice thing about Dino Fracture is that it's an incredibly easy and rather cheap way to set up destruction and physics for a game. No, it's not the Rayfire level, but it's a completely different price as well. So if you'd like to have some destruction, but Rayfire is a bit too expensive, Dino Fracture is the best alternative. Umodeler is a great tool in order to create some models right inside of Unity itself. If you like playing around with ProBuilder but you think it's too limited and it doesn't allow you to do too many things, then Umodeler is basically the next step. It's incredibly advanced, slightly higher learning curve, but you can do a lot more with it. So definitely pick this up if that's your interest. Next up we have the Amplify Bundle containing Shader Editor, Imposters, and LUT Pack. And I've covered this a couple of times already, bought it myself a couple of sales ago. These are three great tools. So Shader Editor allows you to create shaders in a visual graph manner, and this can be done for all render pipelines, even built in. It's quite similar to what Shader Graph does, but then a lot more advanced. Then we have imposters, which basically allows you to create imposters to replace objects at a distance at a low geometry. They're basically just billboards, but it does it incredibly well, and it allows you to save a lot of performance. And LUT Pack is literally, as the name suggests, it's a bundle of containing tons of LUTs that allow you to change the appearance of your game quite easily. So overall, an amazing bundle, would recommend this to anyone. Next up we have HUD Navigation system, and this is a really cool asset. Obviously, it's regarding navigation, no secret there. But the nice thing about this is that it contains a lot of different ways to handle navigation. So the way you see it in, well, any type of game really can be replicated. There's also a couple of custom game creator actions for this on the Game Creator Hub. So if you're interested in this, this is definitely really cool. Next up we have three UIs from Mischky on sale, so Shift UI, Dark UI, and Dream OS. Dream OS is a bit of an outlier. It's kind of if you want to have a digital OS in your game, so maybe fun for a point and click game. I'm not really sure. Shift UI and Dark UI are just UIs for your game. They look amazing, honestly, so all of his UI assets always look really great, really complete, contains pretty much everything you'd expect, but keep in mind these are more geared towards PC and console, not so much mobile. Yes, it can be done, but they're not really made for that. Obviously, we have Synty Studios on sale as well, because what would a sale be without Synty Studios? Funnily enough, this is one of the few actual low poly, assets on sale, and it's a bit exaggerated because obviously there's a bit more, but there's not that much low poly actually on sale. So we have a couple of assets from Synty Studios. So this time it's not everything, but Dungeon Realms is on sale, which is their one of their latest ones. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, as usual, great stuff. So definitely check it out if this is the style you're going for. Continuing in that low poly trend, we have Polystyle Medieval Village, and honestly, this looks amazing. It's an incredibly beautiful low poly style medieval village, completely modular, so you can reshape it, rebuild it to your wishes, and it looks amazing. I mean, just check the video; it's absolutely great. The next one is incredibly specific, so Wireframe Shader is definitely not something that would fit every type of game for every type of scenario. It is, however, incredibly impressive. The SI creator always does really amazing things when it comes to VFX and shaders, but again, this is a pretty amazing tool. Yes, it is really specific, so there will be a couple of use cases where this can be useful, but it's beautiful, it's cheap, so if you think of using something like this, give it a try. Next up we have Sci-Fi Arsenal, and this pack is filled with particle effects. They look amazing, they're really geared towards low poly and stylized, so at least it's fitting the theme of the sale. It's an incredibly complete pack, just check out the video, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. We also have a couple of VFX effects from Kripto on sale, so mesh effects, magic effects, and archer effects. I want to be clear, this has nothing to do with low poly, so no, they do not fit the theme whatsoever. These are actually a couple of the most realistic magical effects you can have for a game, so might not fit the theme of the sale, but these are honestly amazing. I'm using these myself as well in one of my projects, and they're some of the best particle effects I've seen so far, so I would definitely recommend this to anyone. So that's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.